Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s. His father, he thanks us for coming. Bartender whispers.
All right, we're back. It is Wednesday. These fucking summer nights.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We got busy schedules. We got to do it for the people, but we got busy schedules. So sometimes
We put it out
record
every
on
week.
Wednesday.
And I'm not going to do some bullshit where I'm Zooming with you down in fucking South Carolina this week. We have a special guest, famous for nothing. You got to pull that mic close to you, Evan. Evan Valera, fan of the show, all-around awesome guy. Methuen, born and raised.
Shout out Al Delano.
Yeah, best thing to come out of Methuen since Al Delano and Mark Berry.
Honestly, out of all the Corkers and the Patreon Corkers and everyone that listens to the show, I'd say you listen more than Fawns.
Maybe.
Fawns
Yes.
listens sometimes twice a week. Evan listens twice a week every time.
Sometimes more,
Yeah,
sadly.
works all the time.
I have a bunch of the episodes downloaded, and I work in Hingham quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's like no service out there. Fucking hate Hingham. So I'll just play a random episode.
I love it. I'm the same way. We talk about this, me, Kev Maher, and Tom McGowan, my buddy. We talk about we're big Minahan guys. He's like, I listen. He's like, I listen in the morning. Kev Maher's like, I listen when I go to sleep. Like, I just keep listening to it repeatedly. It's like fucking just calms me down. All right, so we got a lot to get. We actually don't have a lot to get to, but we will get to it. By the way, thanks to Ferg for coming on the show.
Yep.
People seem to really like it. I thought it was great. I got an education too with all the beef talk. With all the back history and everything. I thought that stuff was great. He did crush us in the Facebook polls for best bands.
Yep.
He can hang his hat on that. Congratulations. That and a bag of chips will get you.
That was a tough listen at 10 o'clock in the morning hearing all of these beefs, and I was like, fuck, I want to go get a beef so bad.
Dude, I have to say this, and I just have to admit this. And I know Panuza's going to listen to this, and then he's going to fucking make some post, or he's going to text me, or whatever's going to happen. But we have to be in the trust tree. So, same, right? So we're talking about beefs the whole time, right? Friday, actually ate really good all last weekend, got all my workouts in, right? And then went down to New York, which I'll get into for work, and I got back, and I'm just like fucking exhausted, which is when I'm at my weakest point, you know what I mean? And Maggie's like, can you do me a favor? Can you take Addie to Athens? Can you take Addie to, this is where my brain was. Can you take her to Salem? She's playing a game, and Josh the Ironworker is the coach. By the way, that's like Ferg was saying, like, it's smart. You keep mentioning these people so they keep listening. I'm like, no, these people are really just in my life. Like, Josh the Ironworker is the coach. This is actually a pretty funny story. So I'm like, all right. It was like 6:45. I think I ate, like, on the way home, I got like a thing of beef jerky. I was trying to be good, right? Beef jerky, some other shit. Like one of those fucking protein drinks that Panuza tells me I should drink, which I drink. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'm broken right now. I need to go to Athens because that's the closest beef shop. It's good. So I drive to Athens. I get a Junior, right? 3-way. Drive back. I'm eating in the car. Feeling little bad about myself, but not that bad. I'm feeling like actually like this is exactly what I want to be doing right now. Watching the game perfectly from my car. So I ate it. It was and I like Athens, so everybody throws out a bad beef. This was not a great beef.
Yeah.
Wasn't worth the experience or what comes next. So Josh is the head coach, and then Courtney, his wife, is the assistant coach, who I've known since we were fucking 5. So I'm sitting there. The game's gonna be 2 hours. So I was like 6:45. I feel this fucking rumbling in my stomach, and I'm like, there isn't a porta potty alive that can take this scenario. And also, not to mention, like, a lot of people I'm friends with from high school, their kids are on this team, so like, you don't want to be coming out and then followed up by like, Amy Dolan, who you went to high school with. And she's like, what are you, fucking disgusting person?
What a mess.
So I was also in a bad spot to get to the dugout, but I like waddled over there. And I said to Court, I'm like, hey. She's like, what's up? I'm like, can you drive Addie home? And she's like, yeah, what's going on? I go, I'm gonna shit my pants in about 13 seconds. I got fucking 22 minutes to fucking. It's like Blues Brothers. Like we're gonna pack a cigarette, sunglasses, whatever. It was 22 minutes to Melrose. I drove straight there. I just barreled the door open. Maggie's like, "Where's Addie?" And I just went right for the shitter. It was just like put my hand up. Like I can't right now. I can't. So, anyways, I didn't have a redemption beef.
Could have been the protein shake.
Well, it could have been the protein shake. There you go, Evan. Thank you very much.
Fucking Panuzzo.
Maybe Premier Protein will want to sponsor us. Athens is definitely not going to sponsor us after
Well, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying that, like, probably because I've been eating so clean,
Yeah, that's why.
I wasn't used to that, level of.
The filthy beef
Yeah.
made you shit
Yeah.
yourself.
It was not a great beef, by the way. It was marginal at best. But yeah, it was great for Ferg to come on the show. We had a blast with that. My old man was texting me today. He's like, no traveling Wilburys. He's like, I have to admit, once Roy Orbison was gone, I was out too. My U2 pick was one of the worst picks that's ever been picked. Yeah. I had a whole plan of how to describe why I was picking it, which I'm not going to fucking bore you with now, but there was a whole backstory reason. But by that time, we were kind of like horses out of the barn, and I had it on my list, and I'm like, why did I pick this? So it is what it is. Now, if I was really picking my real bands, Evan knows this, we share a lot of music in common, right? You'll text me recommendations. They're always great. Nobody would even fucking know. It would be like Drive-By Truckers, Billy Strings. It would be like Sturgill Simpson. Everybody would be like, this list sucks.
The Sturgill reference you gave to Joey Boats was spot on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Spot on.
Oh, yeah. So he could be the Sturgill Simpson
Exactly.
of, like, rap music.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was happy with all my picks.
By the way, I had no hate on your picks.
Yeah, I love my picks. I was happy.
And by
with
the way,
all.
I've always known the bands that you like anyway.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't a surprise to you.
No. And by the way, I'm accepting my friends, unlike other people. Like, oh, you're 6'4", you should like Megadeth.
Yeah.
No, how about you fucking have a brain in your head?
Yeah.
All right? Ferg, Billy. By the way, first show that Billy had listened to.
Actually, Billy texted me and he said, I respect your picks. It's just kind of shocking to me. So he wasn't hating. Oh, you
Well,
were on that text.
Yeah, it was shocking to me when he told me he was into bully porn afterwards. Yeah. I was like, that's fucked,
He's like, you know what we have in common?
By the way, I always commented on his thing because he left that voicemail that time, which was funny, about him going away with his buddy's wife. And he's like, and I thought something was going to happen in the room. And there was a picture of them all going away this weekend. And I wanted to be like, any action in the fucking room. But I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. So anyways, thanks to Ferg for coming on. We had a blast with that. And so I was down in New York for work. Now, the whole trip was not clean, I have to admit. Because first of all, I have to say this. Driving to New York by yourself for work sucks. Driving with a buddy that is working with you is like kind of fun. You know what I mean? You're like shooting the shit. You end up getting shit-faced together at some point.
In the car.
While you're driving.
Nose beers.
But I was just, But I was just solo fucking mission. Ran out every podcast, like I said. So I get down there, and first meeting was with this client. I've been working with this guy forever, right? And he's a great guy. Owns like a big company. He's loaded, but he built it like with his brothers himself. Like, I mean, he's self-made. So, like, Panuzzo, he's always like, hey, he's like, when you're going out for these work lunches, plan ahead, look at the menu, right? So this guy's like, let me explain how this guy is. Now, I have to say that one superpower I have, not superpower, but the one thing I'm really good at in sales is that, like, I will know, like, I'll feel out. Like, this is one of those guys that, like, he's a nice guy and he's a good guy, but, like, he's coming out of a 2.5 hour meeting with me. He knows nothing about me. Like, he's like, I'm like, I'll be like, oh, and he's like, so anyway, like, and he just goes into like another thing. Now, he's not a dick and he's a good guy. And he's a great, great fucking business owner. I've learned a lot from the guy. But he's not the guy who wants to hear your life story, right? I'm there to listen to him. So we go drive his fucking job site. It's like half of the Garden State Parkway. We're like, showing me everything. I'm like, this is sick. And then he's like, I'm going to take you to a great Jewish deli. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, sweet. So we go to this Jewish deli, Harold's in Raritan, New Jersey, I believe. You would never be able to find this place if you didn't know where it was. And it's like, dude, it's like Katz is like same type of thing. So I walk in and he's like, the cakes. Did I send you the picture of the cakes?
Yeah,
there's
you did.
cakes that are the size of Fitzy. Like everything there, they have like a regular size, but then they have the huge size.
When you texted me, I thought you were going to bring me back a cheesecake. And I got here and I was sadly mistaken.
If I could remortgage my house again, I would. Like, dude, the
$500
prices were
Couldn't fit
insane.
a 6'4" cake in the car.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm sure Panuzzo might have even been to this place. I'm sure. So he's like, Mike. He's like, yeah. By the way, I get some great stories about this guy for the Patreon. So he's like, yeah. He's like, they didn't even offer a regular size back in the day, but people kind of demanded it. So he's like, I'm gonna order for you. You like everything? And I'm like, I like anything. Just hoping, now he's Italian, so I know he's not ordering like a filter fish or something like that. So he's like, double pastrami's, big thing is fries, right?
Yeah.
He's like, best part about this place, complimentary pickle bar. We go over to this fucking thing, dude, right? It's just like 90 different types of pickles and pickled items. And it's just like load up a plate with fucking pickles before. And I'm a pickle fucking madman.
I know
and he's
that
like,
about
you see everything here? He's like, it's all labeled. I'm like, oh, I fucking see it, buddy. I fucking see it, right?
See, my first rodeo.
So I'm fucking pickled, I'm getting pickled, And then we got pastrami sandwiches. I have to say this right now. Pastrami sandwiches were fucking ludicrously good.
Yeah.
Ludicrously good.
Huge.
Now, real quick aside, I'm sitting there, I'm like, mustard, the way the table was kind of weird. And I'm like putting a little mustard on it. You know that like when they stack those sandwiches?
Oh, yeah.
But these weren't like, they actually were like not, they were like about the size of like a big beef, right?
Yeah.
But stacked a little higher, so it's a little awkward to hold it. Squirt mustard right on the bottom of my shirt, right?
Hell yeah.
I tell him, like
Like a
look at
gentleman.
that. And he's like, I do that every time. If I have a tie on, I'm fucked. So we do that. I'm out of there, and I'm like, all right, I got to go to fucking this next meeting in an hour. And I got a fucking mustard stain on the bottom of my left side of my stomach, right? So I'm like looking around. Now I'm in Woodbridge, New Jersey, which I believe he told me is the most Indian populated place, Indian. Every store is just it was like Bollywood, right? There's no place to get a new shirt. And
No,
my other
but
shirt,
I would have just bought a sarong and wrapped it around myself. Dude. You would have been
and my other
golden.
shirt is not. Dude, I went into this next meeting like a ninja. Like I had my fucking, my little ledger book, not my ledger for bad people.
Yeah.
And I had it like fucking tucked so you couldn't see the fucking mustard stain.
Yeah.
Killed it in the next meeting.
Just hide the mustard.
Yeah. But
It's a
I'll tell
game,
you
it's a
right
game I
now,
like to play.
going down there stinks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, by the way, you get in those other parts of New Jersey? Like I ended up in Holmdel. Panuzzo will know this. Jersey guys know this. It's beautiful country down there. It's like New Hampshire. Like it's just like hayfields and like you're not that far away. Most of New Jersey's awesome. You know what I mean? But when you're driving on the Garden State Parkway and the Turnpike, it's
Sucks
just a
when
fucking
it's heavily populated.
oh, it's like, dude, it's like the Soprano scene, except like nothing cool's happening, like the intro music. You know what I mean? It's me wondering if I'm getting. And I always do this thing where it's like, it says like when you're going back up, it says Lincoln Tunnel. That's how it sends you, but that's just like the direction. But I'm always like, I'm gonna end up in the Lincoln Tunnel. I'm gonna have fucking Manhattan and be fucked. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that was that. Got back yesterday. Had some good meetings and had a great pastrami sandwich. Dude, this place had like, first of all, say like it's expensive. Like, dude, well, I guess Sam McGrath's. What's Sam McGrath's get for a sandwich? Probably like $25-$30, right?
It's got to be expensive, but I heard they're doing beefs now. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're doing beefs downtown. I don't know. It's got to be expensive. I haven't been there. But your story brings me to a funny story from last week. I had a dentist appointment one day last week, and it was right in Woburn, right? So in my head, I'm like, oh, Pete's.
Yeah.
You know? Pete's is fucking on vacation.
Oh,
So I go to the dentist, and I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? And then my wife calls me. She's like, oh, I'm taking Connor to this deli in town. I'm not going to name the deli because it's a nice place. Anyway, so we go there, and I'm like, oh, you know what looks good? The Reuben. The Reuben looks fucking good. So I'm like, let me get this Reuben. Most disappointing Reuben I've ever had in my fucking life. It was like they took out like cold pastrami and just like made a grilled cheese out of it with sauerkraut.
yeah.
It was fucking
No pickle
gross.
bar, I'm guessing.
No pickle bar.
Harold's wouldn't even take a shit at that place.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'll tell you right now, Do you know when you go to the, now we're getting inside baseball, but you guys know we're all from the same area. Well, the three of us sitting here, not you listening. You know when you go to the Woburn Cinema, right? This is where I would imagine, like how I would explain it, right? Let's say you went to the Woburn Cinema, right? You know they have that like hotel there?
Yeah.
With a sports bar in it. But you got to go all the way around the back, and then the back is where Harold's is. Like,
Yeah.
it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I have to say, like, if you're going to blow your calories, Panuzzo would say this too. Like, might as well blow them good. Like, it was fucking legit as fuck.
Make the most of it.
Anyway, so, yeah, that was great. So, it was disappointing. So, Russian dressing and everything?
Russian dressing, sauerkraut. It was just fucking not well put together. Not what I was expecting.
There's
and it
nothing
was
worse than when
sad.
you get, like, a fucking, something that you're like, yeah, this isn't good for me. You know what I mean? And then
And
it
it's
isn't
not
good.
good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a double fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like being Andy Dufresne with the sisters. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a great situation. So, wait, Evan, where do you live now?
In Reading.
You're in Reading.
Yeah.
So,
About a half mile away from him.
you a beef guy? You Anthony's guy?
So I was never a beef guy until he talked me into going to Bella's.
All right.
I got to Bella's, and I think the text was done in 3 minutes, just like something else. I've been 4 times since. I
Nice.
had Anthony's once, and I had Londy's in
Peabody?
Peabody.
Yep.
Londy's in Peabody once. I don't care for any beef but Bella's.
Yeah.
I liked Londy's. It was a very good beef. The other kid that had it with me, he liked it a lot, but
Yep.
he put lettuce in it. It's like,
Poof.
yeah.
Savage.
He also recently got let go from the company.
Because of ordering lettuce.
Because of that order.
Yeah. No, actually, this kid would go to Kelly's religiously.
What an idiot.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, we were working in Saugus. I was like, I could get you 2 or 3 other places to go. Don't go to Kelly's. It's right up the street. I was like, whatever. We go to Bella's that day. He gets out. He's like, I didn't expect it to be that good. I was like, you're going to go back to Kelly's anytime soon? He goes, never again.
Dude, if you go to Kelly's regularly, but you know these other places, that's like being like, yeah, I know like X videos exist, but I want to watch Max After Dark. You know what I mean? like that's what I want. I want like give me the least amount of fucking flavor that I can get here.
My kids killed me 2 weeks in a row. We've been renting a hockey rink on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And right after we leave, Dad, can we go get that roast beef? I'm like, dude, they're closed on Sundays. We can't do this.
Yeah.
Dude,
2 weeks in a row.
listen, Harry needs his time off. You know what I mean? By the
Yeah.
way, by his time off, I think he shops on that day. They are the best of the business. Bellis, go ahead.
Bella's North Andover, 1211 Osgood Street. Harry, Sandra, go check him out. Like Evan said, best beef he's had. His son crushed a junior when I was there with him one day. The fries are good. The fingers are good. The steak and cheese is good. All the salads are good. The steak tip salad that Brendan had is bomb.
The pizza.
Pizza's good.
The pizza's good. It's clean. What a clean operation they run there.
Yeah, it's like a fucking MRI fucking
It's
situation.
best beef around.
Yeah.
BellasNA.com, 1211 Osgood Street, Harry and Sandra. Go check them out.
That's right. Oh, by the way, real quick, Danny has a comedy
Oh, yeah,
thing
he's got
coming
a
up
gig coming
with
up.
Sean O'Brien.
Yep.
I mean, what are we doing right now if we're not fucking promoting that? So it is. I'm gonna go to. Listen, I shared it on our page. Go see Danny. I wrote. There you go. Go see Danny. Dinner and comedy show. Premiere on Broadway.
That's in
Danny
Somerville.
Gillis.
Somerville,
Yeah,
right?
Somerville.
Premiere on Broadway.
Sean O'Brien, Danny Gillis, AJ Thacker, and Big D. And that's Danny's moving up in the world, dude. These are
Yeah.
some guys that fucking really heavy hitters.
So Big D, Demetrius Hullum.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious kid.
He's hilarious.
A riot. And
Is he from around here?
Sean O'Brien. Yeah, I forget where he's from. He does a lot of stuff with the Old Dirty Boston podcast.
Yeah, I've
kid
seen
that.
that.
I grew up with.
September 6th, that kid's a 0. September 6th, 24. I mean, just being honest. You want to be fake? You want to be real?
Be real.
Okay, there you go. Just like Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill, be real.
9/6/24. Dinner is not included with the ticket. So go to Bella's first. Mirror on Broadway, 517 Broadway, Somerville, Mass. 02145. The show's from 7 to 9 p.m. And I shared it. So just go to our page and you'll find it. And that is that. So I'm going to drive to South Carolina on Saturday.
Oh, sounds fun.
Well, yeah, it sounds fucking bad. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm so worn out right now. Like,
I know you just got back from a fucking.
not
work
even
trip.
that. Just like spending money on like all the shit that she
doesn't help.
needs, and like just trying to fucking, this show's not covering it. And I'm like,
Patreon's about to pick up.
Patreon's about to fucking pick up. Hey, listen, subscribe. Your $5 next month will cover like one fucking latte that she's gonna buy at the Starbucks in her building. The world has changed.
One pack of ramen.
One pack of ramen. They don't do that shit anymore, by the way. That shit's over, dude. It's all fucking
No ramen?
dude. It's not like it was when we were like in college and like it was like, it's just like absolutely ridiculous. She's a Starbucks in her building, like and I'm like, dude, you better save all your money that you got for gifts that you got for because I'm tapped right now, you know what I mean? So we're gonna drive down Saturday.
I'll either pay for school or your Starbucks account.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, which I already did. By the way, the lady, I was putting a check in the bank so I could pay her tuition. She's like, you shouldn't put in. I don't think I talked about this yet today. She's like, you shouldn't put that. You should put that into a CD. And I'm like, I gotta pay tuition. And she's like, well, I tell my kids I'll pay for food in the dorm, but you gotta pay for your tuition. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that sounds like an awesome thing to tell your kids. I just wish I thought of that like fucking 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So, anyways, but I'm psyched for it. It's gonna be great. You're in South Carolina. We're going to a game in September.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
That's gonna be sick.
Flying down for that.
Me and Mags. And yeah, dude, I'm psyched to get there and see the place. The drive home, I'm like,
That's my only thing. When I said that sounds great, the driving sucks. Getting there, seeing the campus, seeing the fucking size of that place is gonna be awesome.
can I be honest with you? Go ahead, finish.
Coming home and driving there is not fun.
Do you know what I want to
me.
do? And I might do it. Just put Maggie on a flight, and I'll just drive home. Like, because I'll tell you right now, she's gonna be like, "We put Taylor Swift on. Can we do this? Can we just stay in fucking Wilmington tonight and like fucking go to this?" I'm just gonna put her on a flight. Probably cost $350 for my fucking sanity. You know what I mean? She fucking hates that long drive.
Yeah.
And I love her. But like, we're not good in like confined spaces for that long together. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be making her listen.
Is it worse if the weather's bad? Like if it's raining?
Oh
is it worse?
yeah, and then I'm gonna be making her listen to like Kirk Minahan podcast, and like she's gonna be like, who the fuck are these people? And
Just throw the head pods in.
yeah, it's gonna be like $350 to get her home.
That's not safe.
No, and then she sleeps the entire time. By the way, like that's what she does. Like, and then no, she will drive though. Like I'm not saying like,
Yeah.
like she'll drive and take over, but I wouldn't mind just cruising back up solo. You know what I
How
mean?
long's that drive?
15 hours.
Oh, that's a long time, dude.
Yeah, but you know what I can do to break it up? I can go back to Harold's again.
Yeah.
No, what I was thinking
Pick you up
of
a cheesecake.
All right, let me ask you a question. We need an accountant on the listener to tell me if this is legit or not. Right? I was thinking about this. So my client, not the one I had was at Harold's with, randomly we found out both our daughters are going at the same time and rushing at the same time. So he's like, "Let's meet for fucking lunch. We've never met in person. So let's meet when we get down there on the 12th and have lunch together. I don't care if it's Chick-fil-A or whatever." I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, can I write this fucking thing off? You know what I mean? Like, can I write this fucking thing off? Like the main purpose isn't that. I can never write the lunch off. I know that. But like, be a little creative. By the way, the
whole
IRS
trip.
is like replaying this episode. They're like, you fucking idiot. Like, you put that out there. But then I was thinking actually I could stop. I had a couple clients I didn't get to see that are more South Jersey.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking like I could stop back there on the way up and see them and then throw Maggie on that flight. You know what I mean? Just put her on a flight to like fucking Zimbabwe and just be done with the whole thing. But yeah, I'm excited to do it. It's gonna be a long fucking drive, but dude, honestly, like I actually don't mind like when you commit to a lot, it's the way home you're right, is kind of the worst part.
Definitely.
But like if I can, like for example, the last time we did the drive to Hilton Head on the way back, 1 year on the way back, I did it in a day. Left at fucking 8 in the morning. I got home before the morning. I just powered through, right? This next time, we just hit traffic and shit. We weren't going to make it. So we stopped in Delaware. And the next day, I'm like, we're getting up at 5 and going home. I don't want to be home at fucking 4 in the afternoon from Delaware. They all fell asleep, and I listened to the best of Ryan Adams, and I was just like a pig in shit. Everybody was quiet. I was just listening to Ryan Adams albums. You know what I mean? Not Brian. Ryan.
Canada's favorite child.
Tried to
Bryan
be fucking
Adams.
canceled. Don't cancel him. He wasn't guilty. He's a great songwriter. Great American. I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, so anyways, I got to do that. And that's going to be.
Driving's great if you're that good. Like, I love driving.
Yeah.
I drive everywhere. I hate driving to certain places. Hingham, for example, the Cape, anything like that. But like, I've driven to Florida 3 times. I've driven to Chicago, Baltimore.
Yep.
I like driving.
Yeah.
Depends on the company, though. Like,
Sure.
I had a buddy that used to go with me down in Florida. I would drive 22 of 24 hours because he was afraid to get off the wrong exit. And I'm like, all you have to do is stay on 95. Just don't get off an exit, and we're good. I took a 2-hour nap in the middle somewhere. I think I was past South Carolina by that point. Sleeping for 2 hours, it woke me up 3 times. Am I getting enough here? I'm like, fuck me. Other than that, the driving part was fine. You're getting to see shit. You're going somewhere. You're not home working, doing whatever it is.
Yeah.
But driving home sucks.
Driving home
I
from any place stinks.
I heard that as long as Lewis is shotgun and he's playing Ritmo, you're happy no matter what.
Talking about inside baseball.
Lewis,
All right,
Lewis is a great co-pilot.
We're gonna 2 more things to get to before we start talking Olympics, which I'm not prepared for. I've been on a fucking.
It started already?
Oh, by the way,
You haven't been watching neither?
I watched a
we're
little.
watching it
I
right
watched a little
now.
badminton the
We're
other
watching it
night.
right
No
now.
way,
Watching
dude.
Poland versus the USA in men's volleyball. By the way, these guys have great asses.
It's not beach volleyball.
You bet your ass it is. See what I did there? But last thing on the New Jersey trip is that I like get to the second night of the hotel and I'm like, all right, let's just be honest. I'm fucking like, I'm just, Benuzzo's gonna listen to this. He's gonna be like, you're such a piece of shit. Make proclamations you don't keep to the whatever. I was just fucking stressed out. I was fucking done. I was like, 5:45. I'm like, I want to go down. I haven't really eaten except for eating Harold's.
Starving.
I'm such a born liar.
I'm starving right now.
Yeah, I'm starving right now. So I got a French onion soup and I got a fucking Peroni, right? These 2 guys were at the bar. Old Italian New York guys. They hadn't seen each other in 5 years. Apparently they're friends. I'm picking up the whole conversation. They look like, not even extras of The Sopranos, like, they look like Jewish watch dealers, like downtown. But they were Italian. The guy's like, "You're my best job I ever had." He's like, selling conditions on Brighton Beach. He's like, girls every week, $300 in my pocket. My dad made $297 a year, $297 a week. I came home $3 extra with him. And I'm like, I, as long as you guys sit here, I'm fucking sitting here. Absolutely ridiculous dudes. Two just guys that were they were 60 fucking 5 years old, and they were just getting cocked off Aperol spritzes, like just getting wrecked. He's like, try some of my broccoli rabe. I was like, what are these guys gonna do next? And they were like hitting on the fucking girl who was running the place, and he's like, it was absolutely fucking phenomenal. So the end of the thing, they leave. They're like getting ready to leave, and he's like, they both been married 3 times. I was trying to follow the marriages, and the one guy's like, yeah, my wife's father invented the barcode scanner. And he's like, the barcode scanner scans everything. He's like, 92, he's got a fucking girlfriend. He's rich as fuck. He goes, we haven't seen a penny. He goes, not a dollar. He goes, he did pay for all the kids' colleges. I'm like, what a fucking asshole. Like he paid for all 3 of your kids' colleges so you could be out eating broccoli rabe with the other idiot
What
buddy.
more do you want at this point?
Yeah, what more do you want? So they left and I left. But anyways, shout out to those guys. I told them I had a podcast. They said they were going to listen to it. Just kidding. I didn't say shit to them. All right, we got 50's corner.
Yeah, so we've been tossing around the idea.
Who came up with the idea for this?
I think you did.
John Knockel.
Oh, no, John Knockel.
John
did,
Knockel.
So it's going to be a recurring segment on the show of just getting inside the mind of Fitzy for a couple minutes.
Which everybody wants
Scary
to do.
place.
It's a scary place, but everyone wants to see what's going on behind the curtain.
The Irish attic.
So yeah, John Knockel thought about this, and the way I want to present it is I'm not even going to tell you a backstory, but so we're talking about the Olympics, right?
Yep.
So now I'm a big nostalgia guy, right?
Sure.
So if I'm thinking back to the very first time when I really fell in love with the Olympics, it was in 1988. They were in Seoul, South Korea, right? Now, I'm only 6 years old.
Yep.
My parents would let me stay up every once in a while, a little bit late to watch primetime Olympics. And that's one thing that I'm not a huge fan of nowadays. So many spoilers. By the time 8 o'clock hits, I already know who the fuck won gold in the 200-meter dash for women's America.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I want to talk about that later, but go ahead.
It makes me so angry. Now, like back then in 88,
What the fuck?
in 88, I wasn't on the internet. I was sitting there shitting my diapers as a 6-year-old.
Nobody was on it.
Yeah, no one was on the internet because it wasn't there.
First guy who was on there must have been like, fuck, it's pretty lonely in the internet.
I'm the only one. It was Al Gore.
I hope this gets popular soon.
So
It's like the Patreon.
the person that, like, the one guy, his story, touched my heartstrings, and I was like a fan from the beginning. Dan Jansen. Do you guys remember him? He was an
no.
Olympic speed skater. Winter Olympics, we're talking.
You're ringing a bell.
Dan Jansen, right? He was the best at the 500 meter and the 1,000 meter speed skating, right? And he was the favorite going into the 88 Seoul Olympics. The day of his two events, the day of his 500 meter, which he was the favorite at, he gets a call saying that his sister's sick and she's took a turn for the worse. She dies before he gets on the ice. Terrible situation, right? So that I'm 6 years old. I'm fucking watching this. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. So I'm rooting for Dan Jansen. First corner, he fucking falls down. Falls down on the ice, right? So he loses that match, 500 meter. Next day, he's doing the 1,000 meter. Falls on the fourth turn. Loses both his chances at medals, right? So then 92, 4 years later, he's back in the Olympics. I'm like, let's fucking go, Dan Jansen. I'm 10 years old, right? I'm like, I fucking remember you, Dan, from when I was 6. Please, Dan.
Big Dan guy.
You don't have any
please,
more
Dan.
sisters, right?
Let's go. Yeah, please. I hope no one else dies this time, right? No one dies. He gets fucking smoked. Comes in like 5th in the 500 meter. He was the favorite that year, too, in like 26th in the 1,000 meter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, fucking Dan. Now, coincidentally, 92 was the last year they did summer and winter in the same year.
Yeah.
So now they're going every 2 years.
Yep.
So he has his next chance comes in 2 years, which he kind of lucked out there because he was getting up there in years, right? So he goes to Lillehammer in Germany in 1994.
Reference.
2 years later, he goes there, and he loses the 500 meter again. Comes in gold in the 1,000 meter, his last Olympic event ever, wins a gold medal. Right there, I'm fucking hooked. But I mean, I was hooked before, just with the backstories and everything. So that was 94. Now, I'm going to revisit 94 in a second. Take me back 2 years earlier to 92. What was that? The fucking dream team, right?
First time I got laid.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Just kidding.
What was the priest
By
name?
myself.
So
Solo mission.
92 Olympics, right? We have the dream team. So obviously everyone's hyped up over that. Everyone's got sneakers. I remember Barkley's throwing sneakers into the signing sneakers and firing them into the stands. You know what else I remember? You just went. Who went to the Basketball Hall of Fame recently?
Me.
Not me. Oh, you.
Did you?
Yeah, when we were in Springfield for the dance competition.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's who we were talking about.
You could have been with us.
I know. I could have been there. I had other shit
Just
to
fucking
do.
look up Dan Jansen
I was
facts.
looking up Dan Jansen facts. So 92, we go to the Basketball Hall of Fame. My mother, father take me and my brother. And Panuzzo, close your mouth, close your ears.
Close your mouth.
Close your mouth after this and close your ears right now, because the one thing I really remember at the Basketball Hall of Fame was a branded USA Olympics Dream Team Nestle Crunch Bar.
Whoa.
And I fucking loved it. And I ate that thing, and I had like chocolate all over my hands as like a fat little 10-year-old, and I was shooting baskets in a peach basket. It was awesome. Dude.
Fucking James Naismith over there.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's finding basketballs with Nestle fudge on it, licking it off.
Dude, let
Fudge
me just,
fingerprints.
I know I don't want to cut you off, but go ahead, finish. Nestle's stinks. Go ahead.
Oh, they stink.
But with the USA,
But I was 10,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like Team USA.
Oh, dude.
Dream Team. And I was like, I should frame this thing.
Dude.
And then I'm on the ride home and it melts. All right, so also in Lillehammer was the Nancy Kerrigan saga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
when Dan Jansen won his medal.
Yep.
Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. We all know the story. Jeff Gillooly takes the fucking pipe to Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, I guess, at the same time, right? And that whole drama plays out, and everyone's fucking riveted in that drama.
Yeah.
You know who won the gold that year?
Who?
Oksana Bayul.
That's right.
Right.
I do remember that.
So it wasn't even any of the Americans. Yeah, I think German,
Right?
maybe Russian or
she's
something.
German. She's German.
Anyway, so you know what came out? You know what also came out that year? You remember the Gin Blossom song? Found out about
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
It's a great
So
song.
I'd be in my mother's minivan on the way home from school, and it'd come on,
Eating Nestle's
and I'd be
Crunches.
like, Oksana by you. The whole entire time. Every time that came on, I would sing Oksana by you. And she's like, what are you doing? All right, so this is why I love the Olympics, right?
Okay.
All of these stories. It was like my child developing brain just listening to these stories of hardship and the amount of fucking work and talent it takes to get to the Olympics.
I just want to stop you for real quick, and I don't mean to cut the cadence, but I do think you could write a book. Going back to the original, I think you could. You weave a tale.
Yeah, so much. Which takes me to 1996
Okay.
When he wrote a book.
when I wrote a book
number.
about Kerry Strug. Do you guys remember Kerry Strug?
I remember the name.
She was the gymnast from the Magnificent Seven. Remember? She broke her ankle, and they made her still do the vault.
No.
Do you remember Dominique Moceanu?
I do remember
Shannon Miller? You remember Dominique Dawes? Kerry Strug was the
Dominique
little...
Wilkins.
Kerry Strug, yeah, dunk championship with Michael Jordan. Kerry Strug was the little girl. You remember Chris Kattan on SNL?
Yeah.
He used to do an imitation of her on SNL. Look up Kerry Strug. You're going to know her immediately. Anyway, so this team was kind of a favorite, but they needed this girl who wasn't one of the best gymnasts to do nasty on the vault in the last competition. Meanwhile, she has a sprained ankle, and they're like, yeah, you got to go out there. Do you remember Bella Caroli?
I thought you were
Bella
going to say Bella Carosi. Like, it was either
Bella Caroli was their coach, right?
fucking Jim Nance over there.
And
for
do you
Christ's
remember?
sakes.
Do you remember? I mean, listen, right? I remember seeing how these coaches
This is
interacted
before
with these.
Larry
It's
Nassar
way
shit, right?
before that, right? It's way before that.
Full of
But
finger and fucking broads like with 12.
There was a lot of foreshadowing before this.
Yeah.
The way Bella Caroli was massaging Kerry Strug's groin when she had an ankle
God.
injury, I was like, something's creepy with this guy.
Yeah.
And
It's amazing how as a kid you already have the intuition to know
I was
that's
like,
weird.
what is going on with this
Yeah.
guy? Why is he holding this girl?
Parents are like, this is great.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Anyway, so they ended up winning the all-around gold that year. 1996 Atlanta Summer Olympics. Kerry Strug was the fucking hero. And then SNL made billions of dollars off of Chris Kattan's impersonation of her. 98 Nagano Winter Olympics.
Nagano.
Tara Lipinski, she won gold. Youngest figure skater woman to ever win gold. Great time. Awesome. And that's around the time when I stopped really paying so much attention to them. I mean, I still watch them, and I love the stories, and I let my kids watch them. I turn off the commercials most of the time. Last person in the 98 Winter Olympics, best name ever in the Olympics, Peekaboo Street.
That
I
is
remember
unbelievable.
that name.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
was a,
She was a downhill skier.
Downhill skier. She won the gold Super G that year. It was fucking awesome.
Yep.
That's the first installment of Fitzy's Corner.
Dude, that was like, I feel like I just read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Olympics. I fucking love it. I
Well,
love the backstories.
It's very obvious from that dissertation you just gave us.
The only thing I remember about the Olympics when I was young was it was either 98 or 2000 when the N64 game came out.
Oh, yeah, the winter.
It was winter, yeah.
Yeah.
And
The slalom.
dude.
I was all in.
Every
on
Olympics
64
game.
Olympics.
Now I'm older, a good bit older than both of you guys, but every Olympics video game has been pretty awesome up until like it advanced a little bit. You know what I mean? Like beyond N64, probably like
Yeah.
Nintendo Olympics was like sick. It
Yeah.
was like
The
it was
Summer
like, you
Olympics, it was just A, B, A, B,
well,
A,
because
B,
it
A,
was
B.
like because every other game you bought for Nintendo was just like Mario Brothers or whatever. But so Mario Brothers was like the best. There were a couple other ones, but like most of them stunk, right? But at least it was the Olympics. It was like there were like 12 events in this. So it was like, oh shit! Like I could do the fucking skeet shooting and all that stuff. Or
The
whatever.
one-
Do you remember the one on the regular Nintendo? You had the running pad.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could do side by
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah.
Me and my brother would be fist fighting, trying to like stay on the mat and hit the buttons,
Yeah.
and then you're doing the triple jump. You're like, get off him!
Yeah. And you knew that fucking that mat
game,
stuck.
that game was probably better than most of the current Olympic games, though.
That Nagano one that you're talking about?
Oh, it was awesome.
Unbelievable.
I still
The slalom, the
half pipe and the
long
yeah.
jump.
the half
trying
pipe
to
was
land
so-
that.
skateboard.
Trying to land
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I still think the fat guy, skinny guy, middle guy hockey for original
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo is one of the best games that's ever been made.
Ice hockey
Like,
90.
Choose your
No,
lineup.
it's just
No.
called original
Just
ice.
Ice hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like
have-
fucking-
I'm pretty sure I have it. The only systems I have in my house: Nintendo, Sega, 64, and Xbox.
Wow.
I stopped. My kid learned how to play video games on Nintendo and 64.
That's why he always beats the fuck out of Shitsy,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
No, it's because the fucking joystick's suspect.
All right, last thing before we start talking purely Olympics. Now, me and you have, Evan, you and I have I would say a mutual personal family friend that's not our, well, kind of my direct connection, but my parents' connection, your wife's parents' connection.
Yep.
Right? Ed McNeil.
Yep. Mika.
One of the biggest
All-time
legends
legend.
that's ever been. Right?
I tell him to his face, he is my favorite senior citizen.
He
is
is-
the best guy. You got to meet him, right?
I met him, yeah.
Yeah. He is the best. I could listen to him tell stories.
I'm going to tell you
for days.
I'm going to tell you that. So I think I've talked about this maybe on the show, but like my parents would have a Christmas party every year. They used to have it every year, and it used to be a big party. Now it's more like just like immediate family. But back then it was like we bring my friends. I come home from college. All my friends would come over, get shit faced. Without fail, party starts at like say 6:30, right? Micah's there at 5:15, just crushing beers, sitting at the island, just fucking holding court, just telling stories. And I would just be like saddled up, just ready to go. Like the guy is just literally like throws high 90s. Like I can tell you that like certain things he's told, certain stories he's told me. Like I didn't repeat the story, but I took like an education, like storytelling from that fucking story. Like he told this story one night, and it was like this. He was married, then wasn't married, whatever. Like he was single, and he's like, so I'm on Revere Beach, and I'm on the hunt, and I'm rollerblading. He goes, and this broad goes by me, and she's got, she's really in shape, and he's telling this to my mom. He's like, so Ann, he's like, so I'm like, I got like rollerblades, I'm charging out, and I'm like trying to keep up, but she's a little bit younger than me because she waved, gave me a smile. I'm like, oh, here we go, So he's like, so I'm dying though because I'm out of shape, And I look back at Erin and I go, hey, keep up. Erin's his daughter.
Yeah.
It was like at the time it was like 7, and I'm like, that's how you deliver a fucking punchline. You know what I mean? He has the best stories you've ever heard. He is like literally has a smile on his face all the time. Like my father said about him, like he's like, I mean, he was like everybody that is around him in his life has like relied on him. Like his ex-wife needed to live with him at one point. Like, and
For a
it's
long
like
time.
the guy just has a fucking smile on his face. He's just crushing buds and just telling fucking tales, and like literally doesn't let any of it like fucking affect him.
He could easily just be a miserable prick.
Oh, yeah. Most people
given
would.
what he's gone through.
Most people would.
And I've never once seen him not
Dude.
at 100 living his best life. Yeah.
100%. Like it's like I look at like and I'm like that is like full just acceptance of like you have to like you meet that guy, he's infectious. Like you're around him and like I'll never forget me and Mags one night were like, I think the kids, this is probably like 7 or 8 years ago. Kids were like a good bit younger, and like her mom was up and she's like, let's go to dinner. We used to always go to Capone's with my parents. And like she's like, let's go people watch at the bar because that's where the old people go to like try to fucking hook up and fuck. And like we're sitting there and like we're fucking eating or just having a drink. And all of a sudden like a slap on the shoulder, it's like Ed McNeil. You know what I mean? Just like in full fucking effect, like just throwing fucking high 90s. Like I think he's pretty much how my parents met. So like,
Oh, really?
yeah, you could thank the guy for being here.
He loves your family because I met him only for about 3 hours, 2 hours
Yeah.
maybe. He tried finally something cool.
Oh,
He
yeah, I saw the picture,
He
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
And he was so happy to meet me, not because I'm me, because I know you and your family. And
Yeah.
I was like, Tom's awesome, Ann's awesome, the whole family's awesome. Brendan's my boy. We do a podcast together. He's like, you guys make beer? And I'm like, no, we don't make beer. But here, try this.
He was probably like, this isn't Budweiser.
Did he eat the ribs?
I don't. I don't know if he ate the ribs.
I tell you right now, if we could get him on this, if we could get him on the podcast, though, it would be unbelievable.
Listen to this story right here.
So he's at my in-laws' house, and that was the day he got the 2 cases of beer, so we brought a bunch of the Finally Something Cools to the house. We're handing them out to people, and he brought ribs that day. So one of my buddies is up at the plate. I was like, he loves IPAs. I give him one of the Finally Something Cools. And I go back over. He's like, like this guy, he really, like, will seek out certain IPAs. He's like, no, that was really good. Like, where can I get them? So I talk with him a little. I go back and I talk to Fitzy. I'm like, hey, I just gave my buddy one of the IPAs. He said it was really good. He goes, I don't give a fuck about that. What do you say about the ribs? I was like, dude, it's your podcast beer. He goes, I didn't make the beer. I made the ribs.
I love it. He is. I'm telling you right now. There's 3 elder. Well, it's 3 is 4, but there's no chance we're getting not because he's Kevin Ma's dad would be the best of all time. He's Don Rickles, but it's not going to happen. My old man, but he's never going to do it. Charlie Joyner, what he used to do. Well, I mean, maybe we do it, but I don't think so. He might come on if Micah came on.
If we got Ed, dude, I would just sit here and watch.
Well, he would.
If Mick is here and I'm not, I'm done with the podcast.
You can sit and watch.
No,
as he's on.
That's all I need.
That's
all I
mean.
need.
Well, that's all. Honestly, like.
Do you know the Bork story? Ray Bork?
Well, I can tell you this beforehand. When I was like 8, the guy shows up at the house. He's like, it was my birthday, and he like gives me a fully signed Bruin stick, and it was a lefty, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, he was like, do whatever you want. Oh, you bought me that, and then he got me another stick. So he got me a signed stick, which I think was a righty, and then he bought me a stick that was like a lefty, right? Which, by the way, that Bruins probably just gave him because he was like in with all the Bruins.
Yeah.
And like, so when I grew up like playing street hockey, I always played lefty. So when we got to college, I don't do anything lefty except for that. My father was like, because it was the only stick, like my father said, like, he's like, he was a lefty basketball player, baseball and stuff. I think he throws righty. He was like, the only reason I golfed righty was because like I didn't have money for lefty clubs. Like I just had to fucking do it. But so give the Bork story.
So back when Bork was with the Bruins, they get together, summer party, whatever, and Micah's there, and Bork says, hey, I heard Micah's team won the championship this year. Talent must be way down if Micah's a champion. Micah turns to Bork and says, hey, at least I got to skate the cup. And Bork chased him around the yard for like 20 minutes trying to catch him and beat his ass.
Yeah, he was like in with all those guys back then, dude.
He used to work with Bork on the ice on one-timers and good friends. Yeah.
He's the man. He's like, dude, he's like the fucking, he's the absolute man. Like for, you want to talk about being rich in like life? Like that is like, you never meet, like you meet so many people in this world that like, you can have a lot of money, you can have a lot of all this stuff forever. That guy walks into a party and it's just like, boom, this thing's started right now. You know what I mean? This
He
thing
was
is
awesome.
going on.
I only met him for a short time. He was fucking awesome.
He's awesome. I'll tell you what we got to get him. We got him a bottle of Misguided Spirits.
Hell yeah.
All right, listen. My guy James, Big Bad James. Man, myth, legend. MisguidedSpirits.com. James, you owe me a phone call if you listen to this. I know you don't. Shop online, right? Go to their website. You can get it. I think they ship to like 27, 28 states, I think. They got everything there. They got a bunch of merch, by the way, that I don't own. Oh, they got the Misguided Spirits neon sign. I'm calling them tomorrow. I'm getting this fucking thing. Listen, Ball Square Fine Wine. You can get it at a bunch of different places around here, but you can get it there. But I'll tell you this. Go online and order it for yourself, right? I just gave Ferg a bottle last week. Go online, buy yourself a fucking bottle. They have a mixer pack. You can bring it home. You can do it all there. MisguidedSpirits.com. Ben Franklin Print Company. Wrap your truck. Wrap your hockey stick. Wrap your coffin, as Ferg said, which I actually thought was a pretty good line. 978-624-7341. Our guy, Joe Ben Frank. 10% off. Use the code Corker. Listen, they make everything we make. We talk about it every week. They got the softest shirts. Evan's wearing it right now. Look at that.
Buttery.
Thing. That thing is money. Buttery, as they say. You can get a hold of them at 978-624-7341. Info at benfranklinprintco.com. And we'll do Tedco and we'll do American Benchcraft a little bit later. All right. You want to talk about the Olympics?
Sure.
Even though you talked about it pretty fucking pretty
You have
extensively.
more to say?
Well, I talked about the past Olympics, how I fell in love with the Olympics. I don't like it as much anymore because in this world of information, I get spoilers. So throughout the day, I'm sitting there at work or whatever, talking to friends, and people text me. And sure enough, I was watching the 200-meter dash women's, in this girl, Gabby Thomas from Northampton, Massachusetts,
Nice.
won her semifinal, right? So she automatic qualifies to the finals, so she's going for gold. As a matter of fact, 3 women from the United States were going for gold in that final. It was last night. Yesterday during the day.
Seems like you keep up with it pretty good.
I fucking love it. Anyway, so because I watch it on primetime, and I've passed it on to my kids, so my kids will sit there and they'll be like, "Look, there's the American." You know what I mean? They like it. They're invested. I still love the backstories too.
Yeah.
I love hearing about where these people came
I
from.
do think
and all
that
that
sounds
shit.
interesting.
It's awesome.
By the way,
to me.
Scotty Scheffel won the fucking golf.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw a meme the other day of him like,
yeah.
he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. Jail, gold. I was dying. So, sure enough, yesterday I get a text from someone. Hey, so and so's best friend from Harvard just won gold in the 200-meter dash for women. I was like, Gabby Thomas? Question mark. Yeah. How do you know? I'm like, thanks a lot, dickhead.
This is
I
unbelievable.
I have the
can't
race
watch
DVR'd.
now I can't watch fucking primetime Olympics tonight.
I think I didn't know this about you. Like that's why I love
fucking
about
love
you.
it.
I'm peeling you back like an onion over these years. I'm getting you an Olympic shirt. You got to have an Olympic shirt.
Yeah, I'm down.
What I thought was crazy was that like, now I don't know if this is completely true or not. Obviously, the surfing has to be done in a different area
Oh, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like Tahiti or something, right?
Yeah,
Somebody told me they filmed that shit like fucking 4 months ago or something.
probably.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Don't have it in the
Yeah,
Olympics.
don't
You
have
can't
surfing.
do it.
If you can't
during
do it everywhere, don't have it in
You
the
know what I
Olympics.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, so America's ahead in medals. I looked this up today.
Yep.
Which you expected in crushing and track. Now I saw some guy on the television or the internet somewhere who was like, and he's like a runner, I think. I don't know because I was just caught a little bit of it. And he was like talking about how like when the Celtics win or whatever, he's like, they said they were world champs. He's like world champs. He's like, you won the American Basketball Association. Like, world champ. I'm like, dude, the whole world of great basketball plays in the NBA.
Well, yeah, just like Joey Boat
Yeah.
said, fucking, we have 13 of the top
Well,
15.
no, but he was saying like the NBA when the
you can't
NBA
claim-
says it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I hate to break it to you, like, but
It is.
you're never gonna make any money.
Yeah,
Like-
it is.
Here's my question with Olympics basketball. Is it easier for the USA to win a gold medal, or is it easier for a LeBron team or whatever to win a championship in the NBA?
Gold
obviously
medal.
gold medal.
Exactly.
Hands down. Yeah,
like-
so that guy's argument is fucking dog shit.
I still think they should now. Like I said, I don't have my depth of knowledge like Fitzy, but the Dream Team was really cool, obviously. But it's like, I still wish they just let college kids play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
because
honestly.
it would be like, dude, right now it would be like you'd have like, now they didn't have a great graduating class or like draft class, I don't think. But like, now this is when Panuzzo was like, I love when people from who haven't played basketball since sixth grade judge basketball players. By the way, you haven't played in fucking 22 years either, Brian. All right? So, anyways, point being, I liked it when they had amateurs in there because it was like you do give like Serbia and these other companies
chance, yeah.
countries a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Panuzzo's not going to listen this week. He's trying to keep most of his clients from committing suicide after the fucking Great Depression we had the other day.
Oh yeah, I know. I was
He's-
like, bad day to be a trader. Huh?
He's online constantly saying, "Hey, listen, just because your stock's dipped 1,000,000% doesn't mean you
should
can't eat a
at
salad.
Harold's."
You should still eat a salad today. Get out there and get your steps in."
Yeah, you
Meanwhile,
shouldn't
these
eat at
guys are at the
Harold's.
top of the fucking Empire State Building, contemplating jumping.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
I'll get my steps in all the way to the top of the building.
yeah.
I'm gonna take 92
I'm gonna
flights.
take
up
a
and
quick
then
trip down.
skydive.
Those people don't care. They're soulless. That's why Brian got out of it. But I have to say one thing about Jersey. And like I said, I'm not a not a complete connoisseur of the state. They got the best rest stops and they have the most ridiculous names now, right? So it's like, it used to be like the Lombardi, which is still there, the Lombardi rest stop, right? There's a Whitney Houston rest stop, right? There's a Bon Jovi rest stop. You go by there, dude, it's like, they're beautiful, though. You walk in, I mean, they're all kind of cookie cutter, but like, they're brand new. I look at like the Whitney Houston fucking rest stop, like.
So
like,
what's there? Is it a bunch of like? Is it like a trucker
yeah, it's
stop?
like, no, but it's like, yeah, but it's like gas and like.
A little restaurant?
Yeah, like there's like a Chick-fil-A in there or something like that,
Okay.
like whatever's in there. A little place to get like snacks and shit.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. But they look really nice and they're brand new, so they're like pretty clean. They're all named after like random famous New
Famous
Jersey people.
people,
I didn't see
yeah.
a Springsteen one, which is bullshit.
bullshit,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. Bon Jovi. Guy stinks. One of the worst to ever fucking do it. Like absolutely one of the fucking worst.
I'd take him over Bono.
Yeah.
He does stink.
living on a
Bono
prayer.
does stink. Early Bono, early U2 was amazing. That's what I wanted to say the other night. They became so bad and so ridiculous. My buddy actually had the best line. Chris Vachon was like, "You know who the best U2 cover band is?" I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "U2." He's like, they just cover their own songs. By the way, Ferg was talking about I tuned into F Buddies today. He went to Metallica and they were like, he was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, every third song was from like their new album, which I guess kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no
dude,
one-
it's fine to throw in a couple new tunes, but
Can't
don't
do it.
like.
Yeah, can't
that's
do
one
it.
thing Tom Petty always had right. Was like he'd put out a new album, and like maybe there'd be like play 2 songs, everything else would be hits. You know what I mean? It's like Metallica's one of those kind of like. That's why I don't like them either. They're one of those self-important bands. Jumptown's gonna fucking kill me when he hears this. By the way, Jumptown is like literally standing next to like Zach Wild. Like,
Yeah, he went Friday and
And
Sunday.
Saturday.
yeah. Ferg was so jealous on F Buddy. He's like, "You can't piss if you're that close, though. You can't get out to piss." I'm like, "Dude, well, I don't know. Piss your pants." Like he said, he'd probably piss his pants. That looked pretty sick. Like if that was my favorite band, that would be like the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, dude, his fucking seat was front row.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
He was at the stage.
Yeah. Have you ever sat front row or anywhere close to a concert?
No.
I was
See, me and Evan would probably,
Pretty close.
the bands me and Evan like, there's like 18 guys there. So like, so we can sit wherever we want.
I was pretty close to Billy Joel. Saw him at Fenway Park, and we were like 13 rows away, which is as close as I've been to someone big. But I can't think of the guy's name now.
You're gonna be so jealous when I tell you this.
No.
So me and Evan are like literally like very, very. So I would say I have more in common with. Mohan's gonna hate this. I have more in common with Evan music interest wise than I do with Mohan. Even though like me and Mohan like a couple of the same groups. Everything that Evan likes is really my favorite type of shit. Like I saw Tyler Childers in a fucking bar the size of 2 of these garages.
Yeah.
Like his first time he tripped. Me and Kevin Meyer would see Sturgill Simpson stood on the side of the stage at Harper's Ferry where I had played. I had played that stage. So we just stood there and like I have the original shirt. It doesn't even have clubs on the back. It just says Boston, like whatever. It's so disgusting now. But like we saw him play on his first tour it was right when Metamodern Sounds of country music was coming out. And I was like, we're standing right here. He was like right where like the arcade machines were. Like that was insane to fucking see that. You know what I mean?
So
for me, I'd rather be that close to him than be that close to probably Bruce even.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if you're like, because when he first came out, he wasn't very popular
No.
guy, and he's a very strange dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Did you see his Netflix special, the 2 hour?
Yes.
Oh my!
I
like,
love that album, by the way.
the album's great. The
Yeah.
Netflix watching
He's
it.
a
like,
total dick too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I mean that in an affectionate way, meaning that like, for example, Jason Isbell. We're getting in the weeds here. Jason Isbell, who I've been second row for, is just a communist dick. Sturgill's just kind of like a curmudgeon asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I've been to 3 concerts.
That's it,
That's it in my whole entire life.
dude. I go to 3 concerts like in a
Yeah,
2-month period.
Yeah. I've been to 3 in my whole life.
What were they?
Dave, when I was like, I want to say like 18 or something
Yeah.
like that. Aerosmith, New Year's Eve at
That's pretty good though.
the Garden when I was
seen
probably
Aerosmith.
like 16 or 17.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say if it was
No, it was a long time ago. I couldn't even drink. but people were passing around weed, and I was smoking weed there. And then I got so high that I like puked. I was like 16, dude. My older cousin took me out, and he's like, "Why do I keep taking you places?" I was like, "I'm a good time."
Have a lot of fun.
And then I went to
Like the Wiggles with the kids.
no, I went to Monster Jam.
That's not a concert.
It is, yeah, Monster Jam.
I
Fucking
thought
Not
you were
truck.
like-
No, not trucks. Yeah.
94.5. Like DMX was supposed to show, but he was
Oh.
smoking crack. So P Diddy,
Gravedigger, I thought you were talking
P
about.
Diddy ended up playing for like 3 hours because DMX was high
Shout
on
out P.
crack
Diddy
somewhere.
before he
yeah.
was
Diddles.
fucking. By the way, that thing's been fucking swept under the rug, huh?
Yeah,
Gone.
dude.
Nothing happened.
All of it. It's wild.
Like, it's so funny how the
country's crazy.
media works out. It's like nobody's even thinking about it anymore.
It's kind of like the cocaine at the White House.
Yeah.
That fucking went away real quick.
Yeah, he's like raping girls apparently and beating the shit out of like. Then he apologized online. And everybody's like, "Oh, look over here. There's another fucking ball rolling down the street."
He's even had like Cat Williams speak out against him and other like big time celebrities, musicians, whatever, and it gets no traction. It's
That's
just-
insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You want to know my first concert?
Sure.
Yes.
Kid Rock.
Hell yeah.
When Josie was still there.
Josie was there.
Let's fucking go.
I was like 15 or 16. Power Man 5000 opened for him.
Yes.
Remember them?
Yeah. I do remember this
That's
show.
awesome.
And then they fell off.
Yeah.
But still, that's a hell
It
of a
was
show to be
dude,
at.
Kid Rock was unbelievable.
I gotta say this.
Did Josie
You've
do
heard it
that
on the
verse?
show.
Yeah.
I
What's
think
that?
he's unbelievable.
Did Josie
yeah.
do that verse?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that verse was fucking
I'm the
great.
Joe
Yeah.
to the C.
Dude, I've said it a million times. He stinks now. Like, and I'm not saying he stinks. I'm just saying, like, he's become a caricature of himself. When I saw him then, I was like, this motherfucker can entertain a fucking room like nobody else.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Power Man 5000 was a great opener.
Yeah.
Kid Rock was all anyone talked about
Yeah.
after the show.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, when he was doing, now he's at the RNC, like,
I
being
know.
like,
That was awful.
like I said, like somebody's Uncle Ricky from like fucking Bill Ricka. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, look, Kid Rock, sweet, awesome.
So
Oh,
speak,
so we didn't even talk about Simone Biles.
Yeah.
Simone Biles won a bunch of medals. The all around, the team medal, and then she won floor exercise and something else. And then I was just watching Hard Knocks. Did you watch
Yep.
the new episode
No,
of
I
Hard
have
Knocks?
not.
Chicago Bears are the Hard
Focus,
Knocks.
yeah.
The focus on HBO's Hard Knocks this year. And one of their cornerbacks or safeties, one of their defensive backs, is her husband. So he had to miss summer training camp to go to Paris to watch her compete.
Really?
Yeah. And then he flew back. He was only there for a couple days. I think it was when they were doing the team events.
Yep.
And they ended up winning that. And he flew home afterwards. So she ended up doing all her solo events, and he was watching them on TV. It was cool. The first episode. I love fucking Hard Knocks. That's
I like
something-
Hard Knocks, too.
That's another thing that we got.
24/7 I used to love.
Yeah, 24/7 was
Yeah.
great. Hard Knocks is fucking awesome. We gotta get on figuring out who's gonna be in the fantasy football league for PTC
Yep.
and setting up a
All
draft.
right, so
and
here's
an
what
account
happened.
and everything.
I just gotta be. Let's get the fucking honesty zone here. So I was like, nobody replied, and then like somebody else was like, I'm in, and then Mohan's like, dickhead, I said I was in, but it was probably some text I got at fucking 1 a.m. one night or something. So we gotta figure it out and
Yeah.
sort it out. It's going to go by.
You're in, right?
I believe
Yeah, we're
so.
gonna figure it out. We're gonna
My
figure it
first
out.
is
We're
in.
gonna figure it out. If we have to
According
do
to
two
Patreon,
groups,
there was 12, but if you have other people saying that they wanted in,
this is what I'm trying to sort out. I'm trying to sort that out. We'll figure that out. I'm busy eating fucking roast beef. Pastrami sandwiches at Harold's.
Hell yeah. Nobody can be mad at that.
All right, listen.
Even
Now,
Brian.
you want to fucking, if you don't get into the fucking group, right, you get bumped out because somebody like Chris Mohan, a $20 member, is going to fucking take over for you. Hang yourself with the best leather belt you can get. American Benchcraft. Just kidding, obviously. American made, listen, veteran owned. Chris Angelini, his brother, two of the best guys in the business. They make it all. Belts. I'm wearing it right now. I get it fucking... Dude, this thing's never going to die.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? They must be like, ha, lifetime guarantee because it's never fucking dying.
Yeah.
Like, you could literally, like, obviously, like, well known. These are not the hands of a hardworking man. These are mandolin playing, money counting hands. You know what I mean? These are like Scrooge McDuck hands right there. You know.
I used
But-
to go through belts every 3 months, and I've been wearing this one for a little while now. I can tell it's not going anywhere.
100%.
It's not going to break.
Yeah. So they got, by the way, Danny Gillis was zip tying himself basically before they got these belts.
Yeah.
Remember that story? He's like,
Yeah.
I had to zip tie myself together. Wallets. You have one.
You gonna make me smell it again?
I got the wallet. No, Evan
gotta-
smelt it. Joey Boats has smelt it.
I got to order something new, I feel like I'm due. I'm going to order Tessa Ranger wallet for her to show off during Rush Week at South Carolina. No, I got to get Tommy a wallet. They got dog collars.
They can do.
I wouldn't waste one on my shitty dog.
They can do imprinting too. So
Yeah.
if you want to put the Cox logo on
Yep.
Tessa's wallet, you can
Yeah.
get that put on there. Go Cox.
There's a lot of going on in that sentence.
Yep.
Work belts, casual belts. I'll tell you what I am getting, by the way. When I want to go out and look fucking fancy, I'm getting that Celtic belt.
Oh, that's a nice looking belt.
No shit. You're
Yeah.
going to look like a fucking stud in that thing.
Yep.
People are going to be like, oh, you must be Irish because you have that on and you have a small dick. All right, AmericanBenchcraft.com. Use the code Corker
Yep.
for 20% off.
All caps. Corker.
By the way, you want to fucking keep us going on the show? Buy some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might have to go buy shit under somebody else's name if you don't buy some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Perfect. We have one more. Tedco.
Tedco.
Tedco, get in bed with Ted. Listen,
I'm trying.
we got a guy right here, Evan, who has technically worked for Teddy, who has painted inside of Paul Gentile's house.
What a
We
beauty.
talking about fucking 6 degrees of separation.
I know, it's wild.
Yeah. Save that for the Patreon. That's a great story.
Right.
I have told it, I think, on the Patreon, maybe,
Yeah.
but we have to tell
Briefly,
tell it from your view. It's with Teddy on Saturday. One of the best guys in the business. Listen, get in bed with Ted. All right, a better construction process. 617-996-6827. You want to do your basement? You want to get your fucking addition done like Fitzy's thinking about doing? You want to get your attic remodeled. You know what I mean? Get a room for your kid to go up there and crack stick and play video games. That's the place you want to go. All right, we have voicemails, by the way.
Nice.
This is the Jumptown Jump Line.
Yeah.
This guy was
real
just
quick on
go
Ted.
ahead. Yeah.
I was just with Ted on Friday. We had a really good talk with him. I'm also doing a project for his company. The kitchen they did is amazing. Not a thing wrong with it. I'm painting it. It's like if I get a house remodeled anywhere or if I can do any recommendations, it's all going through Ted.
Love it. Look at that.
You want to do a free ad?
Yes.
Greg
Greg
O'Leary
O'Leary.
Painting. Greg is located in Hingham. I'm out in Reading. We cover North and South Shore. Instagram, Facebook, online. Feel free to call out. If you're in the North Shore, call me. Not giving the phone number out.
Hit us up. We'll
Yeah.
DM us. We'll send you the number.
Yeah. You can get Greg's number right on the website. If you're out in Hingham, South Shore, he's doing all the work out there. I've been with him 15 years. We've done a lot of multi-million-dollar homes.
Yep.
We'll go do your dump of a house if it needs to be fixed. Doesn't matter. So
Fucking love it. By the way, I remember telling somebody this week I was giving him a free ad. I don't remember who it was. So, go ahead. You got one. You got the jump time?
Jumptown Jump Line. Call Adam Jumptown at 978-878-1907. Adam Jumptown's Test Kitchen on all social media.
So, by the way, I have to say that one of my favorite Jumptown things is the first time he came on when he was like, he goes, yeah. I'm like, why do you say Adam Jumptown? He's like, because, and I just looked up. I don't know why I typed it in because I know he doesn't have his own website, but I typed in Jumptown. It's like Jumptown Skydiving. He's like, I like to clarify that because it's trademark, Jumptown Skydiving. Like Jumptown Skydiving is going to be like, fucking, we're suing you for trademark infringement right now. You know what I mean? Listen, Jump's the best. By the way, he can make, we've talked about it. He catered my daughter's fucking graduation party. I wouldn't have it any other way. He's the best in the business. We got 2 voicemails today. Short notice. The Sunday show is always fuck. You know, it's like we got 9,
Yep.
7, whatever.
Yeah.
You throw somebody fucking midweek and they're like, you know, whatever. They're trying to get it together. We got 2.
not everyone is as prepared about Olympics as Fitzy.
No.
What's up, fellas? Olympics, huh? Well, I got to tell you, I've been watching too much of the Olympics. It left just a bad taste in my mouth. First, they had some homosexual Smurf doing some crazy things. mocking the Last Supper kind of pissed me off. And then the final straw was when they let Colin Kaepernick beat the shit out of that Italian boxer in the women's boxing thing. I don't know how he got in there. But one thing I have been doing, like I said, during this off season, hockey, no hockey, been working on my impressions. I moved on to Gary Busey from Under Siege. Ryback is a cook. And we all know, fellas, he wasn't just a cook. He was a highly trained Navy SEAL, placed on that ship because the captain liked his cooking. He was a good guy. And, he just needed like 2 or 3 years left to retire. And then they picked the wrong ship. And he went fucking ape shit on everyone. Saved the entire planet, especially Hawaii, who they were trying to bomb with Tomahawk nuclear missiles. Great movie. All right, fellas. The Bruins are going to be awesome this year. I love you guys. Fuck you, Edwards. Goodbye.
Nobody likes to dance on the grave of Edwards more.
And Clocky.
Yo, it's your man Adam Joe Jumptown, and I hear we're talking Olympics, and I say, who gives a shit? Because we were at Metallica, front row, on the rail, 2 highlights. I'm going to give you my first night highlight, night 5, the 2nd of August, mid-set. I'm just jamming out, fading off into the distance as I listen to the sound and distracted by the light, and bang, Lars Ulrich's stick hits me in my chest, and I said, "What the fuck was that?" And it falls down to the floor in front of me, and I need to get some help. I said, "Hey, Rhodey, can you pick that up for me on that?" And I got my Lars Ulrich Metallica drumstick live during the show, not after handed to me, thrown at me and off my chest. We don't know, but we do. Day 2, August 4th, my dad's birthday. Spiritually, I'm in heaven. We're partying, we're rocking. Physically, I'm down here feeling oh so high, oh so nice. Rolling into day 2, we hit it off with a milkshake and a burger, and then we get in line to get front row again. Then the rain comes, thundering and lightning. They had to peel us off the rail like a Band-Aid. And I was the last one to leave. I said, oh no, I will not give up my spot. They had to push us back under the tower, under the bridge near the lighthouse, right? They wanted to stuff everyone on the floor there, and we weren't having it. We said no. In come the police to back us up now, right? As soon as they said go, I said, I'm gone. Bang! I threw some dudes on the ground. I said, I'm getting my spot back, motherfucker, because I paid for this. We don't know what we do with you, man. Adam, just jump down. Yeah!
Yeah.
What a legend.
He cracks me up, dude.
Jumptown South Kitchen.
Yep.
All right, Fitz, anything else? We
No.
got Patreon coming up.
Yep. We'll do
Evan, thanks for
Patreon.
joining us.
I did get a notification. Your boy Andy McDonald did not.
Came in 18 out of 22nd. 22.
He's old, though.
By the way,
51.
somebody wrote. All right, so there's the thing. Somebody put a link on the Melrose community page, which is full of zeros today, and they were like, "How cool is this?
That's
This
why
guy's
you're
from
on there.
Melrose." Obviously, yeah. There you go. And then you link to the story. It's like Britain. I guess that's how you say something from Britain. Skates again in like the Olympics, and I'm like, this motherfucker has not got a British accent like at all. And like, listen, I'm an Andy. I said on the show, I want to make sure I'm very clear about this because there are some people who listen to the show that are very proud of him that I'm not that close with, but do listen to the show. I want to be very clear. The kid is the fucking nicest guy, and he's never been anything but aces to me. He's a fucking awesome guy. He's great. I just wish he was fucking rolling for the USA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, nobody ever more has been like, I see him come on TV, I'm like, pretty cool. And you're like, yeah, German class with that kid. Now he's fucking absolutely eviscerating fucking Tony Hawk's skull right now on the fucking vert ramp. You know what I mean? Amazing talent. Haterade coming from me. I just wish it wasn't for Britain. You know what I mean?
Good for him. I wish he did better.
Yeah, me too. I wish he won.
But like I said, he's old.
I was actually, to be honest with you, I saw somebody wrote like, there was another article that, I think it wasn't that one, but said, and I'm like, oh, imagine if he fucking won this thing. And they're like 18 out of 22nd didn't make the finals. Like, fuck. Dude, he's 51.
Yeah, he's old.
Dude, and he still went in there and crushed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Even to qualify. at
dude, the
51's
youngest
impressive.
person doing it, I think, was obviously for the women's skateboarding, was an 11 year old. Like, I feel like that's the type of sport where like being limber and like that type of shit is everything.
That girl won.
She's 11.
She's 11, so they can do that. Like, skateboarding has
Tommy
old-
can't.
No,
Like, you know what I mean?
he's way too big.
Yeah.
we can't ride
Yeah.
a skateboard at 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Skateboarding just got in the Olympics 4 years ago. First time it's been in the Olympics, 2020.
Yeah, it's.
It hasn't been in the Olympics.
I mean, they have the X Games.
They
So
have
I
the
kind of
X
feel like
Games. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there could be other games in there. I like ping pong, by the way. Big ping pong fan.
Yeah.
How's your
Ping-pong's
game?
Good. Not bad. If I practice more,
Yeah.
because Matt
saying
Krymeyer.
anything.
Listen, Matt.
If I practice more, I'd be good.
but I'm
You got 4
naturally.
years for 2028.
I'm naturally pretty good at ping pong.
Well, you get long arms, too.
Matt Krymeyer has a ping pong table at his house, so me and Mark Fitz go over there with Tom Toland and Matt Krymeyer. We fucking
What a crew of
crush.
athletes.
Dude.
By the way,
Seriously,
I gotta say this
if
too.
you were gonna have a sponsored athlete other than Jerry, it'd probably be one of us on ping pong.
Two of
Shout out Jerry Callahan.
Two of Panuzzo's favorite things to shit on. One is me. The other is pickleball.
Yeah.
You and Panuzzo would be a formidable pickleball team.
Oh yeah,
Because long arms, huge
Yeah.
guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about the inside game.
you couldn't even come close to us unless it was a fucking
No, like, I don't even
pickle
know,
ba-
like, what you would do.
a
It's like,
pickle bar.
Yeah.
You're only good at pickle bars.
I'm sick at pickle bars. That's what I'm great at, dude. I'm not good at many things. I'm good at pickle bars. Like, that's what I'm great at.
Yeah.
Evan, thank you for joining us. By the way, you're welcome anytime. You will be back.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, by the way, you were a great baseball player. We forgot to mention that.
I was pretty good.
Yeah. Where'd you play?
Started out at UMass Boston, transferred to Fisher College after that. We 2 years in a row were a couple games away from the state championship or the country champion. I forget what College World Series.
National, yeah.
Yeah. I got scouted a little
Panuzzo
after
thinks
college.
he's the only great athlete that listens to this fucking show.
I
You
got
know what I mean?
scouted after college, and 6 scouts all said the same thing. 89, you're a dime a dozen. 90 gets a ticket. So if I could have thrown 1 mile an hour harder, someone would have gave me a
How
shot.
crazy is that?
I think I've told this story before, and if I have, I don't give a fuck because it was a long time ago. My buddy, one of my good friends, Matt Feeney, who played at Wesleyan, who was like a pitcher at Wesleyan. He was like, he was a friend of a guy that I met at St. Mike. So I met him like after college. Awesome dude, great guy. And he was like, he's like, dude, when I was in the fucking 8th grade, I was throwing like high 80s, and I was fucking the same exact size I am now. He's like 6'2", and he's like, and I was fucking. The only question that people were asking about me at lunch was like if I was gonna play hockey or baseball in college. He goes, in 8th grade, some guy came out of the stands and goes, I've only asked for one other autograph. He goes, it was Roger Clemens. He goes, and I never threw fucking faster again in my life. He goes, I still threw the same. He goes, I just peaked in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I threw the same speed I threw in 8th grade when I was basically in fucking college. He's like, and that was good enough for fucking like D2 college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is fucking crazy, dude.
I have a buddy in high school as a pitcher, was throwing like low 80s, sorry. Got into college and started throwing into the 90s, but he wasn't very good in high school.
Yeah.
He didn't like shut down hitters.
Yeah.
Ended up getting signed by the Mets, drafted by the Mets out of college, and tore his labrum twice, sadly. But we saw him pitch at the Little Spinners, throwing 94.
Jesus.
Against the Spinners, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But like I've said this before, but it's like Panuzzo always says. Every guy who's playing, most guys, he'd be like guys who are D2 basketball players in very good programs. They're missing like one little thing that would make them a starter on a D1 team.
Yeah.
It's not like the chasm isn't massive. It's like either maybe like that 6'6" Panuzzo doesn't have the outside game, but he has this sick inside game and great defense ability. Like it's that razor thin is how fucking close it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's even harder for kids up north for baseball, for summers. Like those kids down south, they play baseball all year round. The kids up north, like I'm playing basketball in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm playing football or golf in the fall. I'm not playing baseball 12 months a year.
No.
It's just,
Now they do because
Oh,
now it's all fucking
oh, yeah,
inside
now they
shit
do,
and they
but-
fucking money grab.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw a guy who the Myers, Joe Meyer, Kevin's older brother, is probably one of. He might be the second. No, oh Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get in some trouble with the Myers. He's neck and neck with this guy Brian Healy, who is another friend of mine's older brother. I saw him the other day at a tournament. Hadn't seen him in years. He went up and played golf at Bellevue with the Myers. He shot 67. He hadn't been
Wow,
up there in
Jesus.
fucking 8 years.
Wow.
Or 10 years. Something. He's that good. He played mini tours. And I remember playing with him when we were like, he was my older sister's age. I was friends with his brother Steve. We were playing at Bellevue, and like he missed a 23-footer, just lipped, and he's like, "That's the difference." He's like, "If I'm being honest with you," he's like, not me not making that putt, but me not making that putt like once in the round is the difference. You know what I mean? It's that. Then if you think about like Tiger Woods would win by sometimes huge margins, but like he wins by 4 strokes, like over 4 days. That's 1 stroke a day.
Yeah.
Like
It's huge. And
But it's huge.
how many like shots did he hit to bail himself out too?
that's what I'm saying.
So it's like it is a razor thin margin to get to that next level. There's probably thousands of people in the country that are in competition for that next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to be that much better
Yeah.
to make it there.
I also think it's
you're
funny.
not
Like
gonna make
I think a lot of it has to do with like there's certain sports where it's like it's just there's a lot, athletic ability comes into it a lot, but like smarts comes into it, whatever. But like confidence is such a massive thing where it's like.
huge where you can just put the nerves out
Although
of
I
your
think pitching is one of those things where it's like either you're throwing 89 or you're throwing 90.
Yeah.
There's like not
You can
really.
be as cocky as you want.
Yeah.
Scout doesn't give a fuck, and the other teams don't give a fuck. They're,
Were you throwing that hard in high school?
probably mid to high 80s.
Yeah.
I was one of the better pitchers in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So my senior year, do you remember Jeff Allison?
Yeah.
He was the same graduating class as me.
Great guy.
He was one of the
It's panned out well.
yeah. He was one of like 3 people in Massachusetts to have a better ERA than me. My senior year of high school.
Look at this fucking kid.
My crutch with that. He pitched every Monday. Didn't matter what team he was playing. He had scouts at every game. The scouts wanted to know when he was pitching. So every Monday they had a game. He pitched against some of the worst teams in his division, whatever. Not taking anything away from him. I played him when I was 14. He was throwing 92
Jesus
at 14.
fucking Christ.
Yeah, it was unhittable. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting to play with him in the Hockey League, where it was me, him, and that kid that got drafted by the Mets as our starting 3 pitchers. And the fucking Somerville Alabrandies still fucking beat
Savages.
us. Those assholes.
savages.
Any of you Alabrandies listening, go fuck yourself.
Another Mets draftee, catcher Teddy
Ted
Zuba.
Zuba. You're a dick, but you're a good baseball player.
He
and a
wasn't.
tough out.
He wasn't a Somerville guy.
Is Jeff
though.
Allison still alive?
Oh yeah. Doing great things.
Is he like
I'm pretty sure he's running baseball camps or.
all right, so he's like sober and
So
everything.
yeah,
he was the one with the massive drug problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fled from spring training after telling Jeff Conine, I think, that give him 2 years, he'll be on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
He sobered up. He got a decent job, was actually giving back to the community, trying to help with young kids, like with baseball and everything. I haven't talked to him probably 3 or 4 years now, but as far as I know,
You were
he's-
like fucking texting, speaking
no,
jokes?
but we played together for 5 years.
Okay.
So I got to know him.
Pretty well.
Pretty
yeah,
well,
Yeah,
both of
yeah,
us.
yeah. Just a wild man, probably, right?
He actually calmed down quite. I knew him in high school a little bit. We played at Fenway together.
Was he Salem?
Peabody.
Peabody. Who was the kid from Salem back in the day?
Sam.
I don't know. Anyways, who's the kid from with fucking missing a fucking arm?
Oh,
You know what I'm
Abbott?
talking about?
yeah.
No. Jeff Juden?
Yeah.
Jeff Juden.
I think so, yeah.
What a fucking pull right there.
Yeah.
Jeff
Oh, yeah.
Juden. He was from, I think he was a Salem kid, right?
It's Salem or Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played in the fucking show.
yeah.
I mean, dude, talking about some fucking, imagine if that kid had 2 fucking hands.
Jesus.
Unreal.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's not even fair
That's
to be
insane.
that. It's not even fair to him to have been that good with only one hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
That's
Yeah.
fucking insane. Absolutely fucking insane. All right. By the way, you know what my favorite part of I've said this before on the show. When I'm listening to like one of my favorite podcasts, well, I only have one, Kirk Minahan show. Like if I see like when they're like, all right, you got
Never
anything
would've
else?
guessed that.
Got anything else? And then I'll look at
10
I'll
more
look
minutes,
at
yeah.
No, it says like 12 more minutes. I'm like, fuck yes. Like, yes, there's a whole nother fucking part of this. All right, listen. We love you. You're welcome back anytime, obviously. You might be called into the rotation more than you think out of the bullpen.
Oh,
Like
boy.
that. Look what I just did there.
Yeah.
All right.
Closer.
Yeah.
Middle
yeah.
relief, maybe.
Your wife's gonna,
Maybe not a closer.
Mop
wife-
up guy.
your wife is gonna hate it. I can predict it right now. And we'll do the Patreon. I got some good stuff for the Patreon, I
Yeah.
think. So, all right, listen. We love you, and we will see you. Well, if you're Patreon, you'll see us tomorrow.
Yeah.
But tonight, if you are regular, they'll be next Tuesday. Right now, I'll be driving back without my wife. She's on a plane, and send me a text. Send me your prayers. Love you. Bye.